What's up, RnBFam? I'm Bianca and I'm back with a part 2 of what's in my hospital bag for baby number 2. If you haven't seen it, I have made a full video on what was in my hospital bag for my first child, but now that I'm a little more experienced, I'm back to tell you what I actually took for the second time around, and I can tell you right now, it's a lot less. So much so that the first time I had a hospital bag, my husband had a hospital bag. This time we just had one. And I had a really cute bag that said mommy bag or mommy stuff, but I've even switched to a bag with wheels because it's just one less thing for you or your husband or partner or spouse to have to carry, because we're just gonna roll it on in there. Ain't nobody gonna want to carry anything when you got a baby to carry, you got a car seat, like there's too many things. So we did switch out to just a small, like, carry-on roller backpack, and my set does have this little like top to it. Did we even need this piece? We might have used this piece as well, but that just sticks on top of the luggage. So first thing that was different suitcase, a little bit easier and compact. Let's just start going through it. I've already had my baby. I always mean to do this video before I give birth, but when you're pregnant, you just don't really have time or want to do things. So doing it now that I'm 2 months postpartum, and I kind of repacked my bag for you. So let's begin. So I arrived at the hospital in a big t-shirt and some maternity shorts and my Skechers slip-ins. Let me just brag about these shoes real quick. I don't think you've reached full mom mode until you are excited about some Skechers. And that's where I am in life. The little ad got me that you can just slip into these without bending over. When you're pregnant, you know you don't want to reach anything on the floor. If it's on the floor, it's dead to you. But with shoes, instead of trying to tie your shoe or anything like that, you literally just step into these. You just slide and go. It's amazing. So I brought my slip-ins, slipped on into my shoes, and took these as my shoes to go and to leave in the hospital. But I also did bring some like slides in case I needed to walk around the hospital. I ended up getting an epidural, so I didn't do like much walking to try to induce labor or anything like that. But I think I wore them changing into my hospital gown back to the bed, just like as an easy slip and go thing. Aside from shoes, I could have just worn some socks. I brought the socks that have the little slip thing from the bottom so you're not slipping. So if you're planning on having to like do a lot of walking or bouncing to try to get the baby out, you want to bring some of these socks. But I actually didn't wear these because they were too deep in my suitcase and my husband wasn't in the room at the time. So I just asked the nurse for some socks, and they have a bunch of these on deck. So I wore the hospital socks and didn't even wear these, but I did pack my own. Next thing is my pillow. If you have curls, you know you gotta bring your satin or silk pillowcase. I just think comfort is really important while you're having a baby. So even though they do have pillows, I thought I'd be fine, but the first baby, they were so flat and uncomfortable. I was like, I do need my own pillow, and someone actually brought me my pillow the first time. So this time I had my pillow ready to go, and my hair was protected on the silk. Another thing that I brought last time was a towel and a washcloth. The hospital already has a towel and a washcloth for you, but once again, they're very thin like paper, just like the pillow, so I brought these. But I went into the hospital at 9 a.m., gave birth at 6 p.m., stayed over for one night, and then left the next day. So instead of showering the next day at the hospital, I just waited to shower at home. So I actually didn't use my towels because I didn't shower there. If I had decided to stay a second night, I might have used it. Once again, like baby number 1, I did bring my own hospital gown. Not necessary, extremely extra. It's just cuter than the hospital ones. Since I already bought it for the first one, I'm like, I'm never gonna have a reason to wear this again, except during birth, so I brought it again. But this time I learned that you should not put it on until after you have the baby. Wear the hospital one, let it get all dirty and bloody, let them give you your baby, let them clean the baby, and then after, when you go to the postpartum room, that's when you could switch into this one and just be comfortable, covered. It has little buttons, you could breastfeed, and it's just, you know, a little nicer than the hospital ones, and all the nurses were raving about it. Next thing that I did not have for the first time around that I definitely loved and needed this time was my water cup or tumbler. This one in particular, some of you guys know I'm obsessed with the Starbucks ones, but this one is insulated, So it actually keeps my water cold. And you want to stay hydrated while you're giving birth and pushing. So I like to have this for my water because the one that they give you at the hospital is like a big pitcher with a straw. And if you go like this, you will spill it all on yourself. So I don't know how they expect us to be in a hospital bed and sip from this like open container. So I felt it much easier to just have my own bottle. They were refilling this and I could drink this while on my bed without spilling because it's, you know, sealed and has a nice little straw. So I was really glad that I brought my own little water bottle just for convenience. I don't even know if this cup is for sale. I think like a brand made it for like a PR box, but if I find one, I'll link it in my Amazon store. Next is a blanket. This is the same blanket that I took for baby number 1. It does get cold in the hospital. If you get an epidural, it could also make you kind of like have chills. The sheets and the blankets at the hospital are very thin. This time around, apparently the sheets were brand new, so even the nurses were like laughing at how like stiff the sheets were. So I was glad I had my much more comfortable blanket. Kept me warm and cozy. Snacks. You're gonna want to bring some snacks. They do give you food. I was offered a meal when I got there, and then I think dinner, and then breakfast the next day. But while you're waiting, if you want something in between for you and your partner, make sure you have some snacks and you have to eat before you get that epidural. Now let's talk toiletries. I brought my travel bag. This is by Bays. I love this little travel toiletry bag. I have little travel size toothbrushes for me, one for my husband. Bring your deodorant, bring your toothpaste, those kind of essentials. I did go to the hospital with makeup on, so I brought my eye makeup remover in a little travel container. I got my pharmacy makeup remover here, some cotton pads, some lotion, body wash, face wash. But realistically, I did not want to get up out of the bed after I gave birth, so I just used my little Neutrogena wipes and I just wiped my face off in the bed. And this case also comes with a mirror, so I really just opened up the mirror, had it while I was sitting in the bed, and then just kind of wiped off my makeup just so I didn't sleep in it like I did for the first baby. So I was kind of glad I had that mirror on me, and my makeup wipes is all I really used. It's also up to you if you want to bring makeup. I brought some mascara, some foundation, some concealer. But because of COVID, visitors were limited, so only my immediate family came to see us at the hospital the next day. We didn't take many pictures, so I just was like over makeup by day 2. Because my hair was in braids, I didn't have to bring any hair products or things like that. Make sure you have a scrunchie for sure. And I did bring my bonnet just so my hair would be up and away and tied up if you wrap your hair at night. Next major thing that I brought once again is a charger. You want to charge your phone, obviously, but if you get a super extra long one, that will help you reach outlets if they're far from your hospital bed. So get a super duper long charger, one for you, one for your partner. My husband has an Apple Watch, so he also brought his watch charger. Royce will be doing a What's in My Hospital Bag reel on Instagram, so stay tuned for that. I brought some pajamas. These are the most comfortable pajamas ever. They're just from Amazon. They're just like basic solid color with like a little pinstripe. Super stretchy material. I love these pajamas. They're also great for breastfeeding because they button down, so you could just button down, feed the baby, and button back up. Great for if you have visitors coming to visit you at the hospital, and just for everyday postpartum life. I really should buy some more colors now that I think about it. I made sure to arrive at the hospital wearing a nursing bra, and then I also packed another one. This is a nursing tank top, which I always say is great if you have visitors. That way your stomach is not showing when you lift up your shirt and you could just pull it down. So I would bring about 2 nursing bras. You're not really creating that much milk in the beginning to where I think you might be like leaking through them quickly. So I think 2 should last you while you stay. We also brought our little baby sign. We had one of these for Jalen when he was born. This was a baby shower gift that also has a little spot for a picture that we have to put a picture in there. But it has his name. We put the date, the time he was born, and his weight. So this is something that your husband or partner can make while you're waiting for the baby to come and you get closer to the date and time that you think the baby's going to arrive. I wanted to take a picture of this in his little like incubator thingy, and then we forgot. But at least this was made, that we now have it at home. So now we don't have to mess up Jalen's, we can keep his as is, and now Kylo has his own. Yes, our son's name is Kylo Ren. No, it's not because we're Star Wars fans. Seriously, it's not. You also want to pack an outfit or two for the baby. I packed this little swaddle that says little brother. It had a matching beanie that I've already lost. And I think I packed a onesie. But this time around, we didn't even change the baby. Once again, we didn't have any visitors, and he kind of just stayed in the hospital clothes most of the time for all his checkups, which is just like a little, like, one button long sleeve vest and a diaper. They don't even put pants on the baby. So they're just all wrapped up in a hospital blanket 99% of the time. So we didn't even bother changing him until we were headed home. Then I put him in this little outfit to meet his big brother. That's what it was. I had him in a onesie that said Lil Bro. And then I wrapped him in this with a beanie. And that was it. And it looks like the last thing I have in here is my outfit to go home. When you leave, make sure you consider the weather. The first time I left in a long maxi dress thinking it'd be comfortable, but I forgot that that has skinny straps. I'm now wearing nursing bras for the rest of my life, and it was cold, so I had to borrow Royce's sweater. So this time I just had a big comfy t-shirt that has matching shorts. This is like my favorite outfit of all time. My friends have seen me in this way too many times. I wore this before I was pregnant. It still fit me while I was pregnant because it's stretchy, and now it's my favorite postpartum outfit as well. And surprisingly, it's from Fashion Nova. So just get like a little like short set if you're giving birth like in the summer. You live in California. It's always hot usually, except for the day I gave birth the first time. And yeah, just wear something comfortable to wear home. If you end up having a C-section, or if that's a possibility for you, then you might want to consider nothing too like high-waisted, something that'll be under the incision so you're not like being irritated like that. Baggy, comfortable, you're just going home. And that's literally it. Just the basics. We fit everything in just like, you know, one suitcase. I didn't bring my nursing pillow this time. I didn't bring my pregnancy pillow. I brought like multiple robes last time. I brought slippers. I didn't even pack underwear because I knew that I would just be in diapers the whole time until I got home. So didn't bring any. I think I might have packed one pair of underwear, but I didn't need it because I just wore the hospital disposable underwears and pads. That's that. So if this is your first time giving birth, just know that the hospital does provide you with the majority of things you need, from pads to postpartum care and necessities for down there, from socks to towels to blankets to pillows to food. You really just got to bring yourself and the baby. A lot of these things were just like more for comfort for me, and I'm really glad that I brought them. Toiletries are standard, an outfit to go home in, and that's really it. So if you're curious to see what I brought in my hospital bag for baby number 1, make sure to go back and watch that video and compare to see what might be worth it for you. This is my second time around, so I just felt more confident in not needing as many things as the first time. I didn't know what to expect, so I kind of just packed everything. At the end of the day, if you're not sure about something, it's better to just have it than not, especially if you live far from your hospital or if you have no one at home that can bring you more things. Just leave it in the car if you don't want to like lug it up to the room. But depending on where you live and your hospital, they should have just about everything that you need. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. We post new videos every week, and we have so many new baby things to talk about with being parents of 2 now. We have some new baby items, so we want to be able to do comparisons between those products, what we don't use anymore, what we still use. It's all coming soon. So leave a comment down below if you were like me and realized that you overpacked for baby number 1, or comment if there's something else that you definitely needed your first or second time around. So that is everything in my hospital bag for baby number 2. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at RnBFam for more baby and parent content, and subscribe to this channel. I'll see you next time. See ya!